This is Bryson Engelin of Sonoma Partners with part 5 in our series on Microsoft Dynamics CRM for architecture, engineering, and construction firms. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about dashboarding and reporting. Now, we've seen a little bit of reporting in the first video, the navigation overview. We've seen some reporting in the project video where we looked at Advanced Find. And one thing that I really want to talk about in this video is about dashboards, which are a great place to mash up information across a variety of different record types. So just like we saw before, when we were looking at the list views, those list reports, and also with the charts. With the dashboards, we have the ability to have these reports be created for me or by me. So you can see we have system dashboards and my dashboards, just as we had system views and my views and system charts and my charts. Which means that a system administrator can go ahead and create dashboards for specific groups and push them out to those groups so that only those groups see them, and we can have dashboards that everybody in the organization sees. Dashboards for, let's say, the marketing group, or for the sales group, or for the operations group. They have a projects dashboard. And then I myself can go in and I can create my own dashboards as well. You can see those below here. The process of creating a dashboard is as simple as saying I want a new dashboard, and then there's a wizard that walks you through the style of the dashboard and what you want to have on each of those different parts of the dashboard. So you can have charts, you can have lists, you can have whatever you need. So little widgets, information coming from other systems, that's a good integration point. And of course, you can also have iframes. So if you have other systems that have reports that publish out to the internet, you can actually put those on your dashboard. So creating your own dashboard is really pretty simple. And once you have those dashboards, you can go ahead and start using them. So on the dashboards, all of the data is being displayed in real time, and you can have as many refreshes as you need to. There's no limit on that. And these are actually actionable. So in addition to the pretty pictures and the list views that I might have, and this is just a sample dashboard looking at some account information, some goal information, some opportunity information. In addition to just looking at that, you can also interact with the data. So let's take an example of seeing these charts in action on a dashboard. So if I'm looking at, let's say, the sales pipeline over here on the left, I can actually look at the top part of my funnel, the first stage of the opportunity. These are the brand new opportunities, and maybe I want to split this out to see which client types are providing the most revenue at the top of the funnel. So I can filter on that right on the dashboard, and from there I'm able to see that all of our county clients are the ones who are currently providing the most revenue in terms of new opportunities. So you can do some data analysis right from the dashboard. In addition to that, if I want to see more information, different charts, I could actually use a pull down here. So I'm currently looking at win rate by client, but maybe I want to see that from a higher view. So I want to see the win rate by client type. So not just which clients do we have the best win rate for, but which client types provide us with the best win rates. And it looks like private developers are really good for us. Architects, not so much. Other things I could look at are maybe by market, and so these markets can be very revealing. It looks like if we're looking at things that we do in the oil and gas sector, we have a very good win rate there, lots of wins, very few losses. If we want to look at something like energy, it's really not that great of a sector for us. So I can split these out really by however I need to, and I can look at as many charts as I need to get a sense of what is our win rate across time, across markets, across clients. The other thing you can do with these dashboards to make them even more actionable is you can go behind the chart and you can see the data that is supporting that. So here's the chart, that sales pipeline we were looking at before. Here's the data that's driving that. And if you recall from the first video, we can filter on these using these drop-down filters, or something more exciting, I could actually use the chart to do that data analysis. So let's say I want to see what are the opportunities that are at the bottom of the funnel, what are the ones that are really close to closing that I think are going to generate good revenue in the next couple of months. So I want to see the ones that we really need to push along. So let me select this propose phase, that is our fourth sales stage. And once I do that, you can see it drills down into just those two opportunities. And I could split that out and I could say, of these two opportunities, which is the one I want to focus on the most? And I'll say I want to focus on the one with the most money. So I'll split out that fourth sales stage out by revenue, and I can see clearly the one that I want to focus on has that much money, $55.5 million. So I've removed the filter, so we're back to that first chart view. And I can also play with this data not just in CRM, but I can also export it to Excel. And I can do that in Dynamics CRM in a couple of different ways. One way is as a static worksheet. So if there are 50 opportunities today, I export that to an Excel sheet that lives on my desktop or SharePoint or wherever it lives. That Excel sheet will always show 50 opportunities. But let's say a month from now, we have 100 opportunities in the pipeline. That's where a dynamic worksheet or a dynamic pivot table would really come into play. So with these dynamic Excel sheets, what happens is you export that Excel sheet once. It lives on your desktop or on your C drive or on a SharePoint site, wherever it happens to live. And from there, you can open it up anytime. And if there are 50 opportunities today and 100 opportunities tomorrow, that worksheet today will show 50 opportunities. Tomorrow it will show 100 because that worksheet and CRM talk to each other. So that worksheet is always getting the latest and greatest data without you having to go back into CRM, without you having to export that worksheet one more time. The other thing I can do is I can actually send this data to people who work with me. So if I email this Excel sheet out to someone who works for me who only is allowed to see 10 of the 50 opportunities, that Excel sheet for them will only show the 10 opportunities they're allowed to see. So it respects the security settings of CRM on the worksheet. The other thing that is really good to do is, let's say you have a weekly status call on your opportunity pipeline, and you have an appointment on your Outlook calendar every month. You can actually take that Excel sheet and you can add it to that appointment on your calendar so that every time that you have that appointment, every time you have that meeting, people open up that item on their calendar, they open up that Excel sheet, and it shows them the latest pipeline information. So you don't have to email out a new pipeline every single month, and you don't have to go through the exercise of exporting that every single month. So once I export that worksheet, and I've pre-built one, I've exported one already, it's living here in Excel. The data is on this worksheet here, and it created a pivot table for me. I just dragged and dropped the different labels that I wanted. So I have the different markets over in column A, and then from there I have my different sales phases. And you can see on my chart here, here are the different phases or stages in the opportunity, and here are the different markets we're tracking to. So anytime that I need to update this information, I can just go and refresh it from CRM. It'll bring over the latest and greatest information. The other thing I can do is I can take and I can put this chart on a PowerPoint, and that means every month I can show this PowerPoint maybe to my executive team or whoever needs to see it, and whenever I need to go into the system and refresh that data, I can actually just do it from the PowerPoint. The Excel chart will actually spill over to PowerPoint, and I can just have that data refreshed for me. So lots of different reporting options in Dynamics CRM. Here we were focusing mostly on the dashboards, a good place to mash up information, a good place to see reports coming from other systems, maybe reports and information coming from the internet. And then of course, that data, it's all real time, it's all actionable. You can do data analysis on it, you can filter and really find and drill into the information that is most relevant to you to get to the state of your business and where your business is going from that dashboard. And then of course you can export that to Excel and you can view those charts on PowerPoint with the latest and greatest information. Really speaking to how Microsoft Dynamics CRM has very strong native integrations with the entire Microsoft ecosystem. So that was talking about dashboarding and reporting for AEC firms in Microsoft Dynamics CRM. In the next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about Outlook, and we'll also talk a little bit about mobile. Again, if you have any questions for us, you can go ahead and contact us at sonomapartners.com. Thanks so much.